I'm back. With my truck, Scarlet. Now would probably be a good opportunity to introduce myself. 皆さん、こんにちは。アレックスと申します。よろしくお願いします。Okay. I am back. This is my tiny garage that my neighbor is so kindly allowed me to take over. Kind of. He's very accommodating. I appreciate him very much. Shout out to you, Elliot. But this is my 85 720. As I'm sure many of you out there can relate. But I'm not here for that. I'm here for this. I'm here for these. That's cute, huh? I'm here for this. I'm just gonna start doing what I actually wanted to do with this truck in the first place, which was an engine swap. Who doesn't want to, take the thing that makes it run out to make it not run? Everybody. I do cocaine. So yeah, it's just buying parts and putting them on the truck is cool. So I'm gonna do that. I hope eventually. I should probably stop procrastinating. This is a little Mishimoto starter kit for the KA Nissan KA platform. And it's good. I want a knife because I just want to open these already. That's not a knife. That's a knife. Thanks, Pops. These are upper and lower silicone hoses. I did manage to find some pretty decent replacements for this motor whenever I was trying to make it work. But with that being said, I don't think those are going to waste because I'm probably not going to get rid of this motor anyways. Because it's an addiction, if you if you know, you know. You'll find out. My particular swap is a KA24E. It's a single overhead cam. Basic replacement for this in Lineage, but shouldn't take very much work to get it to swap into this truck, modernize it a little bit. EFI will be nice to play with other platforms in the future. I don't really know carbs. I'm not opposed to learning carbs, but again, do what I want. Okay? Do that. Alright, so there's that. Got hoses. Maybe I can finally get rid of these. Probably just get Don't worry about where I put those. I don't know if I want to get rid of these boxes yet. Might as well leave them in there then. I probably won't be working with the hoses for a while, so I think keep this on the shelf. Alright. And what I'm hoping to get to now is big fire honking radiator.
Dude, just like you pull in and you just get spit right out of them, and you just drop in and just smack the lip, whoop-ah, drop down, snap, ah.
But I want it out of the bag so I can actually work on figuring out how I want to get this to fit the truck, which took a picture the other night, and it turns out it's just meant to go in there. So that's primo. Let's get into the next thing. I'm not even sure if you can hear me. I'm probably speaking pretty quiet because my garage is open. And I'm just in here talking to a camera. Boom! If you can't tell, oh, you know what? I'll cut up one of their boxes and use it to line it. Duh. I went with Mishimoto's matching fan shroud. So this should fit to the rad like a dream because it's made to. And that should really knock a lot of that headache out. You know, just cause. Just cause I want to. These are sick. Okay. Alright, so got her kind of protected on both ends. Yeah. Kind of figured this was going to happen, but I already ran into my first issue with this fan coupler that on this one, as far as I can tell, is not easy to remove without just taking the water pump off. So that's kind of unfortunate. But taking a look down by like the crank, and I did a few measurements of the K that's gonna go in, and from, you know, bell to nose, as far as I can tell, they're about the same. The ballpark very similar. So with the fan clutch off, which I might take off the wrong way and find out how one of those works on the inside. But honestly, just the front half of it, if that's all I'm taking off, it'll give me enough room to get this in here with a little bit of room to play and see how I want to actually set this in. But it's looking like the bottom studs don't really fall on the front cross member like I'd hoped, so I may be doing standoff from the nose of the body, and just doing brackets off like right down off of this piece that crosses the front. Just do a couple of brackets that stick out for the dowels at the bottom of the radiator, and then the top should be very straightforward to just, once I get this thing nice and centered, you know, plugging up whatever's up here, blowing a hole in it where it lines up with these dowels, and then just making a real simple bracket to run and clamp that down. Should be very straightforward. This is shaping up to be a very easy install, which I like. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. 皆さん、こんにちは。12時39分です。I'm starting a little late. I wasn't here trying to get this mocked up, so now that I've got the cardboard from the box cut out and fitted really nice to the front of the radiator to cover the fins. Fans mounted on the back. Now that I've got it basically figured out, height-wise, for the most part, I think I want this to be flush here. So I think making brackets once the time comes, it'll just be flat. So I just need to figure out height-wise where the pins on the bottom lay and how I'm actually going to build out the tabs on this. So I'm going to just do a lot of figuring out off camera, and then maybe see about getting into some welding today on camera to see how boogered up I can make this. So, moving on. I'll see you when I'm ready to show you some level of progress, because right now I gotta hustle. Okay, so did a little more mocking up, trying to get some reference points figured out, and I think I have a plan of attack. So what I'm looking at is basically this mark here points out kind of where in line the lower dowels are. So I have those marked out, and I basically want the tab to sit at about the height of where this bump is in the body line of the front nose. And in order to do that, I've got old engine cover bushings I'm gonna reuse from my days as a tech, because they fit close enough on the dowels for that. And then I've got a scrap piece of an old grill that these are so close. I wish they lined up with the holes I think I'm gonna try to use. There's these two mounting holes for I'm not sure what, maybe the shroud or something. I'm gonna try to make tabs that I can mount to those. Since it's already there, 30 threaded, I've got hardware that'll fit it. Start just playing around with cutting some of that apart and trying to make it do what I want. And then we'll go from there. I just put a tiny little roll in it to match the body back here. That close. Kind of like that. Just to match that roll. And that'll, you know, kind of cinch up the holes that are already there to line up. So I don't know if I'm gonna, I may just split the difference, drill 2 new holes. So, ta-da! I'd say about 16. Now's the moment you have all been waiting for. Mostly me, but I'm gonna try to weld this thing together. Oh yeah! Let me see what I can do. Let's see, can you see? Kinda. There. How shall I do this? Get over here! Get around. So it looks like it's maybe stuck together, although I doubt it. Okay, so before I pack up and go for today, I just wanted to remind myself that I did a thing. I made a bracket, glued it together myself, and it's not hot anymore. Okay, so just to get everything up to speed, well, the radiator's kind of in, and I couldn't seem to go with the what I was working with, so I just went ahead and welded it in. I didn't want to weld on the truck quite yet. I didn't know if I was prepared to make that commitment until I had a buddy of mine come over, and then we were just spitballing, and I was just said screw it, and made it happen with what I got. Oh my god.
1918395.
Well, Smuzzy. Kind of ironic with what I ended up going with, which is where'd it go? Oh. This is the surrounding bracket for the old radiator, which I believe was just, what is it called? Brazed on? And this was just coming away from the side tanks of the old radiator. But the bushings for a like a QX60 engine cover fits in the old hole that was already existing, and it was kind of already the right shape that I wanted for the brackets. And then I realized that I was gonna need to raise this anyways, because I wasn't taking into account those power steering lines butting up pretty much where the lower inlet is. So I've got a little bit of room to work there now, with it being a little bit higher. It isn't level like I had intended, but I think it's going to fit up still pretty a-okay. And I have no doubt that those are going to hold the weight of the radiator with water. It's solid. And I'm freaking excited. I can't believe how well that's stuck in. I'm not going to show you the welds close up though, because it was just a lot of cleaning up to do. They're not worth looking at. Excuse me, but they work. Yep. We got some of these beauties from the guys over at Downstar. Much appreciated. Thanks for making a quality product. One, two, three down, one to go. Well, I think that's about all I could muster in 48 hours of actual applied work, I think. But like a couple weeks of actually determining how I wanted to do this. And as it sits, it's passable. Is it super clean? Hell no. Did I learn a lot? Kinda. I learned that this was too thin because I didn't have faith in it. Primarily because once I cut the relief there, those two tabs were just way too flimsy on their own. So luckily, the way that these tabs were, I could press them through. The hole was big enough and I didn't have to notch it, so I just pressed them in. They're not perfect by any means, but the radiator's definitely not going anywhere, so that's good. And from what I can tell, it should pass over the power steering lines. It's close. It's going to be really close, but the power steering lines do have a little bit of room to go down closer to the frame, so I'm probably also going to try and get that done so that it fits a little better down there. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to work with what I've recorded thus far and at least put a video out so I can get people up to date. But now I gotta decide on what the next move is. Do I want to fix the rust over there, chop up the nose and get it ready for, you know, that high approach angle look that I'm kind of going for. Start working on a custom grill and a bumper, and then lighting, and I think wiring of all of that, the whole nose, because this with electric fans, I'm probably gonna have to run it maybe on an independent switch. I don't really think I want to get into a thermostatic controller with the stock ECU. I don't know what that does to run the fans, but I think I'd rather just go manual switch route until I'm on like a standalone. But you know, that's for future deciphering. I'm gonna clean up this mess now and then get this video out and try to do my best about sticking with it, staying busy, and getting another one out sooner rather than later. But that's it for now. So thanks for checking it out. Let me know what you think, how it's going, all that, you know, interactivity. Okay, thanks, bye.